Hi, I'm Christian,
I'm Martin.
and we're going to do some improv online. We just greeted each other for the first time in our lives. Yeah, and we'll do some stuff. So, a suggestion: should we get a location, a relationship, or a word?
Let's go with a relationship. See
Relationship.
how that works.
Spouse and parent-in-law. Spouse and parent-in-law. I'll
Okay.
start the clock.
So, Richard, when you said that Penny wasn't doing the things that you really wanted to do to support your business, how do you think my daughter needs to be able to support your business?
It's the thing about it's a we business. It's like a family business.
Okay.
I grew up on where my father and mother were together doing agricultural stuff. Now this is a different business, but I'm really longing to this we.
You don't mind if I smoke, do you, Richard?
Oh no. Could I borrow one?
Yeah, of course. I've only got rolling tobacco, I'm afraid, but I've been trying to cut down on tobacco, and I find this makes me smoke a little less. So
Oh,
yeah, feel free to have some.
thanks. I'll have to.
So a family business, okay.
Yeah, and I think you raised your daughter to be a very independent woman.
Well, yeah, she's definitely an independent woman. She knows her own mind. This is true. I would say that she might be a little too independent for running a family business, because she's always had a bit of an awkward thing about taking things in her own direction.
Yeah, I realized that I had this great idea how we could expand the business onto a new consumer market. And I had this idea that she as a woman would be able to reach out to other women. But she really didn't like the idea.
Yeah, she's always had this kind of intense feminist streak. It's something I've encouraged, to be fair. And she may have taken that to mean that you only wanted her to be involved in things that involved other females. I think you need to tread carefully. Word to the wise on this. I think as she's grown up, she's become vociferously involved with wanting to find an equality, but not just in feminism, but an equality for everything.
Could I borrow some light?
Oh yeah.
Fire.
There you go. First time for a while, yeah?
Yeah, it's been a while, so.
Yeah, I think, she wants this equality for everybody. And I think if you're thinking about creating this business, you need to figure out a way of creating it so that that equality is right at the heart of the business. And then you'll never have to worry, because she will work towards that all day long. And I think that's probably going to be the secret for getting her on board.
I'll have that in mind. but Jared, I really wanted to say it's really nice to be here, invited in your home. It's it's really a nice home. I feel invited and comfortable in.
Well, that's good to hear. I think it's a nice thing to have you into the home. I was a little worried that you felt like you couldn't come around, or you felt like you couldn't ask me any questions after you got married to Penny, because I felt that there was almost a barrier between us.
Oh, how come? I mean,
Well, it's felt like over the sort of 3 years you've been married that you've not been able to come and talk to me about the things that you're trying to do.
I've been starting a business is very time consuming, and
Okay.
after these 3 years, I realized that I cannot do this on my own. I needed to have her on board in some way or another. It's just that, well, she is a successful woman in her own trade and her own business.
She is, yeah. She's been successful in her own business, and she often has had help from both of her parents in helping her out with that business.
Oh.
She's never been afraid to ask. I was a little worried that you felt too afraid to come and speak to us, and so it's nice to see you today. But it would be nice to see you more over the last 3 years. We haven't really seen you since the wedding, and you came back from honeymoon. So it would have been lovely if you'd have brought Penny around with you, maybe the kids. It would have been lovely to see the twins. I've seen them once last Christmas.
Oh. Yeah, it's actually I wanted to impress you, and I've taken the wrong road.
Yeah, I know you've been busy getting the business going and trying to provide for your family, but it'd be nice to feel that bigger family and for us to be able to see the kids grow up, because both me and my wife, we've been wanting to see these grandchildren of ours. But one Christmas is all we've seen them.
Actually, it's this we, and my loyalty to Penny is that I probably shouldn't tell you this. I wanted to come around here often. I wanted to spend Christmas with you. I mean, I don't have any parents left, so you are my parents, or could be. It's Penny who didn't want to come around.
Penny didn't want to come around. No.
And so, don't tell her I told you this.
Well, why would she not want to see me and her mother?
It's like she was with the twins. It's been, they take a lot of time, the twins, and working next to her. She was basically afraid that you would adopt the twins.
Oh, it would be nice to be a bit more involved. I didn't know she felt like we were that controlling. I've always thought we were just trying to help her and nurture her and just be involved in what she wanted to do.
Yeah. I believe you. That's what you wanted. It's like the twins is her project. It's her way of saying she can manage on her own.
Oh.
And actually, with the business, I haven't been able myself to spend a lot of time with the twins. Well, they'll be able to walk in a short while. And actually, I'm wondering to give up the business. Honest, either she joins me in the business, I should probably get a partner, and so I can spend more time with the twins. I'm just afraid that I'll enter into her domain.
Hmm. Well, perhaps then, instead of Penny being a partner, perhaps I've been looking for something since retirement to invest in. So perhaps I can invest some time and money into your business, get this really going as a family thing. If she wants to spend time with the children, perhaps I can support her in a different way.
That would be great. I mean, your expertise into law and writing contracts is really an area I'm sometimes really over my head.
Oh, this sounds like a good plan.
And you know the double house I live in,
Yeah.
or we live in, it's a we. My neighbors, they're selling.
Oh.
And I mean, you've talked about on the wedding. You talked about your house is going to be empty. It's a big house, so maybe you should come out and live neighbors to us.
You could downsize, invest a bit more in your business,
And be close to
be
the
around to the children. Yeah.
yeah. What do you
That
think?
sounds like a good plan. My only problem is Penny's mother doesn't like kids.
Oh, well, and well, we can agree on this, but I think it's a tough one to convince Penny about. Anyway, I think the dinner's ready. Maybe we should go in and celebrate.
Yeah, we should
Yeah.
definitely do that.
Yeah, let's get back on this one. Okay. Nice to talk to you, man.
And to you, Richard. Thanks for coming to me.
Yeah,
It's been good to have you here.
it is. And scene.
Thanks, man.
Thanks. Interesting.
Yeah, I wasn't sure where it was going to go, but
Oh no.
what a good journey.
And well, we got into talk a lot about Penny and this.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are relationships behind the third party.
I was hoping to kind of build a bigger world that way, but it's difficult when you're talking about in scenes, talking about people outside of the scene, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's better to kind of work on that relationship between us. I suppose it would have been given more to the scene, but
yeah, but at the same time, this is an interesting small window into a small talk that you could imagine would have happened a few times during the centuries.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
I like the idea of being a lawyer.
Oh, yeah.
That's good. So have you got a team that you perform with when...
No, I trained with a small group. We focused on relationship.
Oh, right.
A lot of things were done with focus on the characters.
Yeah.
But the aim there was to focus on the relationship. And now I'm that went down due to COVID.
Yeah.
And so now I've been doing this, online, played with the big cats out there, and also a few interesting people in Philippines, India, US, England as well. We talked about our fellow improviser.
Yeah.
And there's a variety on speed and energy but it actually always works. Like the intensity of the scene is still there.
Yeah. It's I find it it was nicer when we were out able to be in the same room to play with other people. But doing stuff online has been a good experience because it gives you a different kind of focus, especially doing 2-person scenes, because we really are quite focused on we're boxed off. You're not distracted by other things at all. So it's quite interesting from that point of view to have that amount of focus between 2 people.
And
I enjoy that as well.
You shouldn't worry that someone will come and swipe you.
Yeah. Although we were trying to find ways of doing various different things in the team that I'm part of. So I'm part of a team called Broken Chair, and we do various sort of long form things really. And we were doing quite well with a format called 3-2-1 when COVID really first started. And that's quite an interesting format because it builds in a little bit of audience participation, because you start off with 3 different scenes and then you go down to 2. So it's kind of like voting off the kind of weakest scene, and people get to see the end of one of the stories. So it's kind of a little bit of participation in that way. But recently we just did a slacker online, and that was fun.
A slacker?
So Slacker is based on Richard Linklater's movie Slacker, which is a really interesting movie because the camera follows the first person to leave each scene. So narratively, it doesn't have to make like an actual story. And you're just following people around. I think it was filmed in... where was it filmed? It was filmed where they have South by Southwest, Austin in Texas. And so every time somebody leaves a scene, you follow them into the next scene. And it works quite well for improv, because if somebody leaves a scene, then that scene's done. And so it's kind of almost self-editing. And then you follow the next person into the other scene. So if somebody comes in to do something quickly and then leaves, it's like, well, you've got to follow that person now. So it's really fun because it's quietly frustrating as well, because you were quite interested in that scene, and then all of a sudden you're off over here. I love it.
Yeah, interesting. No, I was quite interested in the Laurent, and then but then I did some where we did like a solo scene in the beginning.
Oh right, yeah.
So I was and playing 2 persons online. I was very fascinated about this. So I'm calling it 1-2-1-2-1-2. And actually, someone came up. We can use the solo scene to go from one scene to the next.
That sounds like a great...
We start up with one character who gets to create a small reality or a character, and then someone joins this character, and they have a 2-person scene. So when you join, you will join being something that complements or supports the existing character. So now the first character leaves, so the second is left, will do a solo scene, maybe reflecting on what just happened. Or keeping on what they were doing. And then the first person, or a third, depending on how many people are there, can then join as a different character or the same character.
Cool, So it's kind of similar to Slacker, but with monologues in between. I quite like that, because you'll end up seeding the next scene in a way from that monologue, perhaps, and you can draw ideas from that.
And then sometimes it's a theme that goes through the whole thing. But you can also I did one last night in a closet. It started up with the play I did with, she started in, I'm locked into a closet. So I thought, Narnia, we can make a rabbit hole. So I came on in from the other side. traveling in time.
Oh, right, yeah,
And then we ended up with she being Freud
yeah.
in 2020.
Excellent.
Yeah,
There's a lot of scope for storytelling there.
yeah, but it's, yeah, everything can happen, and you can pull up. I mean, the rabbit hole concept in improv is fascinating as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
well, let's say goodbye to the world.
Okay.
If